Howdy, everybody. We have another episode of House to Home to bring to you. I'm Jason Salas with my good friend Liz Duenas, and we are on location today in the very hallowed halls of our beloved Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. And Liz,
Yes.
this is our continuing series on applying for a building permit. So you are going to talk to the LT himself.
Yes, we're going to talk to the Lieutenant Governor. He's appointed, there's a committee that has been appointed to review the permitting process. And they want it to work on streamlining it so it helps our community. So we're going to get firsthand information from him and find out what's happening, what are they doing, and what's the objective.
Okay, and this is what a rock star Liz is, because I've been trying to get face-to-face time with the LT for a while now, and I'm still on the list. Liz just basically goes into the office because she's really, really good like that. Okay, so let's go in and let's talk to Josh Tenorio, our beloved Lieutenant Governor, about the building permit process.
Lieutenant Governor, I really want to thank you so much for taking the time to help us understand about your plans in streamlining the permitting process. Gina and I have been doing show to explain to the people what the process is like. I even took them up to Public Works and asked some questions. And we felt it was just so appropriate to have you on our show because you're doing something that will definitely benefit our community. So would you please explain what you're doing?
Sure. Let me first start with where we're at right now. Where we're at is not where we want to be. I think even from the government side, there's a lot of work that's cumbersome that people can't keep up with because of manpower or technology deficiencies, and and more importantly, from the consumer point of view, from the people, there's supposed to be a one-stop center, which
Yes.
is not one
It's,
stop.
as Gina puts it, first stop,
Yeah,
not one
right.
stop.
And people are very frustrated. It's kind of like,
Yes.
it's being untruthful, right? And so there are little things that we look at that actually are big things, and it causes disruption in the economy. So, one thing that I kept hearing last year on the campaign trail, people that have constructed homes, the homes are done, the mortgages are already due, but they still can't move in because it takes a 3-month wait period to get an occupancy
Occupancy
inspection.
permit,
Going into the fire department, and in order for you to get a timely fire inspection, you have to pay a premium price, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So if we're gonna expand the economy, then you have to be able to get the government to act and respond when it's supposed to respond, and that's kind of the premise in going that we.
Which is serving the people.
That's right, and not being a barrier, but being a facilitator. So what we did, the governor and I had talked extensively about this, and what we did was we empowered a team of 5 people that are not within the government, but are partners or are collaborators with the government, to really kind of take a bird's eye view of this and come up with some action plans. So we have through executive order, we've set up a task force that has up until August 1st to give us some recommendations to focus on 2 things for now. It's the business license process and it's the building permit process. And of course, the building permit process, both of them involve going to multiple agencies.
right.
And so it's led by Bert Johnston, who used to be in the government but is
Yes.
now in charge of that Trades
Used to be
Academy.
with Guam Water Works.
Yeah, and Guam
Yes.
Water Works, correct.
So he knows the system.
He does. Janae Guerrero, who is a contracting officer down at Naval Facilities Engineering Command. We have Dr. John Rivera from the University of Guam, Denise Mendiola from the Small Business Development Center, and then we also have Patrick Sherman, who's a young local attorney. And so this interdisciplinary team are kind of breaking things down. They're breaking down the processes, they're sampling applications, reviewing time periods in which things occurred, and really going in and looking at process. And they give us monthly reports, and I'm really expecting that we're gonna have a plan of action to restructure, reform, sometimes eliminate some of these processes or some of these regulatory processes, and shift resources to places that truly matter. And those are the kinds of things that we're looking at.
Oh, wow. So when did they start?
They started, it's been about a month and a half already, so they started in the first part of March. And however, we've been talking to them since we sworn in, so piecing together everything. And, we're kind of excited. I think that if we're in such a precarious, dynamic place right now with the shortage of workers and with military expansion projects and the pressure for new homes, the inventory in the market
Our
is
inventory is so slim
right.
right now.
So home prices are being priced out of affordability.
That's
And
right.
these are bad threats. I think those are the biggest threats to our economy. So I think we can do our part here. The governor's been working on trying to get in some more H2s and get into a balance, into a medium.
Yeah, it's so sad because the lack of workers have definitely affected our inventory. And I know we've been trying to battle that with the federal government, trying to get them to allow for alien workers to come in. There's a number of things happen on the front. We just hope that all aspects of the government, the federal agencies, we all work together to help increase the
Right.
construction of homes.
Well, we're seeing some positive signs. There's about 300 that have come in, and the local military command's been a very good partner, understanding that the impact of the buildup extends outside the gate. It affects housing, and using that to justify and bring in workers that benefit this one Guam that we're working for.
Yeah, but I think the key is try to get the word out to the federal government that all of Guam is affected.
Right.
And the buildup does affect our housing market, and we need to bring these workers in so that we can provide homes as well for the military.
Yes.
So it's not just certain projects on base.
Right.
It does affect the housing market off base.
Right.
So they've got to use an umbrella to some degree so it affects all of Guam.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to add, and it's in addition to this, a lot of my work, I'm focused on trying to liven up or improve communities. And I noticed that we have a large number of abandoned homes in Dededo, especially in some of those older neighborhoods. We have a lot of abandoned parks. We have, some roadways. So, maybe in the future we'll talk about how we're breaking that down and how we're going to go out and try and repair these villages so that people that are living in those residences and homeowners or home buyers might look into additional neighborhoods and make these neighborhoods desirable for them.
Yeah, a beautification.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great. But what you're doing right now is going to make a difference to streamline the permitting process, because if it takes 6 months, 8 months, 10 months to even get a building permit, it's frustrating, especially contractors, their timeline for payment for their construction costs. As prices go up, they will continue to add to that construction cost.
Absolutely.
So the sooner the construction begins, the better, for everyone.
There's two examples I would say for a home builder. They're even somebody renovating extensively a
Yes.
home, and they're renting out there in the market, and now they're paying for a mortgage 3 or 4 months longer than they had anticipated. They have a double payment,
Right.
and it kind of wipes them out.
That's true.
They're not able to make the investments or the purchases that they had planned for. And then for a business owner, even 3 months, you're losing a quarter of what your potential
That's right.
earnings would be. You're hiring people later than you should have. So it's a domino effect, and
That's
these
right.
little things, the government has to realize that what it does impacts people's daily life.
Right. Time is critical. And
Time is money.
time is money, that's
Yeah.
true. So we're hoping that this project, once it's completed, will definitely make a difference for our community.
It's
But-
going to.
Yes.
I'm confident.
Yes. Well, I definitely thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
We wanted to have you come in sooner, but I'm glad
Yeah.
we got you today.
No, I'm welcome to my office.
Yeah, we'll come back again.
Yes, love to.
We want to come back to get the progress.
Sure,
Is
sure.
that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.